What's up, YouTube? It's Baby from TheZenDoc here. I hope everyone is doing well today. It's good to see you. So in today's video, I'll be sharing the complete tutorial and the behind the scenes process for how I made this 3D plaster wall art that you see next to me. It is in the color pewter, and I have to say that for my metallic series and collection, I have been experimenting a lot with different kinds of metallic paint, and I have to say that this one is one that I truly enjoyed working with. I love the outcome, I enjoyed the process. Before we get into the process, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're not, welcome back. If you're not subscribed, I would truly love for you to subscribe and support my channel, as I've been working on putting out a ton of valuable information, sharing my journey, documenting my process with you, sharing pretty much all of my knowledge with you. So I truly would appreciate if you would just hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications as well, so that whenever I have new videos out, you're always the first to know, and that way you're not missing out on any new information that I might have to share or what I have going on in the works as well. And if you're interested in seeing the behind the scenes process for this really beautiful wall art, let's get into it. So I'm using this brass letter wall art that I found. It was in perfect condition and I thought it'd be perfect for my work. Next, I am cutting my flexible wire mesh. I'm just cutting off a large size. If you're unsure of how much you need, I always say double the size of the canvas, or whatever frame you're working with should be fine, and you can always trim off the excess. Next, I am gluing the wire mesh to the metal frame with a hot glue gun on both ends. Next, I spent some time figuring out what shape I want for my sculpture. Once I've mapped out my frame and determined that the wire mesh I have is sufficient, I proceed to seal off the open edges with a hot glue gun. Next, I use the hot glue gun to glue the wire mesh to the metal frame in a way that allows it to hold the shape that I have in mind. I should also mention here that when you're working with wire mesh, it is incredibly helpful to have gloves. I know I'm not wearing one, but hear me out. Wire mesh is really sharp and can easily hurt you, so helpful to have gloves. And this is what the base frame for my sculpture is looking like after I have glued and trimmed off the excess wire. I like it already. Next, I apply a layer of plaster bandages to cover the wire, and I do this by wetting the bandages with my brush and smoothing it over the wire. As the bandages dry, they harden and allow my frame to have a little bit more structural integrity since the wire mesh I use is very flexible. It also serves as the base layer for which you then apply your joint compound paste in following steps. Once your wire mesh is completely covered in a layer of plaster bandages, it is time to apply your joint compound or plaster mixture. I tend to apply several layers of my joint compound or texture paste over the course of 1 to 2 weeks, allowing for about a day or two in between for the layers to dry. And I stop when I am happy with how it's come along or where at any point I feel there is no number of layers that you need to apply. That's the point I'm trying to make. Once I'm happy with the layers that I've applied, I give it about a day or two to fully dry, and then I go in with a sanding paper to sand out all of the roughness. Sometimes you might need to go back in with more texture paste after sanding, and that's completely normal. In this case, I ended up going back in to work on the edges that I still wasn't happy with after sanding, but I did that off camera. When I am happy with the finish, the next step is to apply a layer of household primer to prime the work for painting. If you don't have primer on hand, you can also just apply a layer of acrylic paint and it should have the same effect. I let the primer dry for about 2 to 3 hours, and now I'm going in with my Amsterdam acrylic paint in the color pewter. Pewter is a metallic grayish color, which is gray with beige undertones, but it can also look like sterling silver or like a champagne gold, depending on the lighting. And I'm just obsessed with it. I fell in love with it the moment I saw it, and I knew I needed to use it. This is what it looks like after applying just 2 coats of paint. I ultimately ended up using about 4 coats and spot treating some areas just to get my desired look. I waited about 3 days for the paint to fully dry and cure, and I'm dusting it off with a tack cloth before going in with my trusty Krylon spray varnish and gloss to allow that metallic look to stand out even more and to seal it for longevity. And this is the final look. I am in awe of it. I am absolutely speechless. I am stunned. I completely am gobsmacked. I love it. I love how it came out. The color is so beautiful. It's stunning. You can also see how it reacts with the light in real time. Something about this wall and the angle of the sun had it changing colors before my eyes. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about this color? So yeah, that was the entire process. I hope that it was insightful, informative, and engaging for you. As a reminder, all of the links will be left in the description box if you're interested in, checking out any of the materials that I used to create this beautiful piece. Definitely check the description box. If you'd also like to shop any of my work, so you're interested in just, seeing my website or my Etsy, all of the links will be in the description box as well. On my part, I have truly enjoyed putting this video together. It's been fun hanging out with you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.